This is definitely an eye-opener. A while back, the Trump administration decided to take more than a quarter of the FBI agents who are still part of the team, those who haven't been let go or resigned, and shift them from their roles in the nation's 25 largest field offices to assist with the immigration enforcement effort from the Department of Homeland Security, which some people are casually labeling as ICE thuggery. Honestly, it's hard to believe they made that move. Senator Mark Warner from Virginia, who's the leading Democrat on the National Intelligence Committee, shared a report that outlined these figures. This came out a few months ago, but it somehow slipped past most of us while all the news from the Trump administration was swirling around. What really strikes me is that these agents who are now helping with ICE are not putting their specialized skills to use, like focusing on counterterrorism. A former senior executive and special agent from the FBI spoke with the Washington Post about this, pointing out that we're weakening ourselves day by day. It's clear that having these agents conduct immigration arrests is just a total misuse of their remarkable talents. Many of these agents are highly educated and hold advanced degrees, making this entire shift appear to be a major misallocation of resources, simply to cater to Trump's agenda. Senator Warner suspects that the actual percentage of agents pulled from vital areas like counterterrorism and cyber crimes might be even greater than that 25% figure, since the report only looks at those spending more than half their time with ICE. There could be many others dedicating around 25 or 30% of their time as well. This situation is genuinely concerning. Senator Warner made a statement at the time saying that pulling a quarter of the FBI's top agents away from crucial work against terrorists, spies, drug traffickers, and violent criminals has clear consequences. It means that essential national security tasks are being pushed aside, which puts our country at an even greater risk. That's hard to argue against. So why bring this up now? Well, with the recent tragedy in Washington, D.C., where 2 National Guards members were shot, this news feels even more pertinent. Specialist Sarah Beckram and Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf are currently in critical condition, and I'm really hoping for their swift recovery. So it really makes you wonder about this whole sad situation. If Trump, Christine Noem, and Kash Patel hadn't decided to pull a bunch of highly trained FBI agents away from their actual jobs to go intimidate people in American cities, maybe things would have turned out differently. It's honestly hard to believe they thought that was the best plan. Now let's chat about the alleged shooter, Rahmanullah Luanal, who is just 29 years old. Interestingly, he got recruited by a CIA special ops unit called Zero Unit when he was just 15. For a full 10 years, he was involved with this elite group backed by the CIA in Afghanistan.
You know, he was part of this CIA-backed elite Afghan unit, and this right now shows some details where they operated in Afghanistan, but also the vetting process. Supposedly, they went through biometric screenings, in-person interviews, which is very interesting. And Lochinwall's connection here, he was assigned to this O3 unit, recruited and trained by the CIA to fight against the Taliban. This group, also, Rebecca, known for their brutality and called death squads.
Various human rights organizations have called out this unit for regular human rights violations during their time in Afghanistan. Fast forward to now, and we've got Kash Patel saying that the FBI is looking into Luanal's possible ties to terrorism.
Numerous electronic devices from the suspect's house and interviewed the suspect's relatives.
There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas or here in the United States of America.
Before Luanel even set foot in the United States under the Allies' Welcome Program, he underwent quite a bit of vetting, background checks, and biometric screenings, especially since he already had ties to the CIA. It's notable that his asylum was granted by Trump's administration back in April of 2025. But of course, that didn't stop the usual nonsense from the bigot, misogynist, and habitual liar who was at the helm.
A question about this tragic shooting in Washington, D.C. U.S. officials say that the suspect worked very closely with the CIA in Afghanistan for years, that he was vetted, and the vetting came up clean.
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens, too. It happens too often with these people. You see them. But look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other. And that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens to them.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration for what this man did?
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here. And you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted.
And let's take a moment to talk about Donald Trump himself. Everything he claimed, just plain wrong. He's clearly clueless about what's actually going on in the government. Honestly, it looks like his main concern is lining his own pockets while decorating the Oval Office in that flashy gold font he adores. It's as if his priority is turning the White House into some kind of over-the-top showpiece rather than focusing on the real issues. His behavior, time and again, it's just appalling. There's a complete lack of empathy for anyone but himself. We can't overlook that he's been convicted more than 30 times and has been found liable for sexual abuse. It's astonishing that someone who disrespects female reporters, attacking them over and over, would even consider running a country. Just in the last couple of weeks, I've seen him target female reporters at least 5 times. It's as if we're all meant to just ignore this kind of behavior. I'm sitting here thinking about the chaotic atmosphere around Air Force One when Trump was clashing with reporters. Nancy Cordes from Bloomberg was there, and I can't quite recall the ABC News reporter's name right now. It's honestly hard to believe we're starting to accept this kind of gross behavior. It definitely shouldn't become the norm. Now let's not skip over something that doesn't get enough spotlight. The failed U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. A 12-page review from the National Security Council clearly pointed the blame at Trump for the mess that unfolded after his presidency. There's a lot of finger-pointing happening right now, and most of it seems directed at President Biden. But a new report sheds light on former President Trump's shortcomings, particularly how he failed to work with the elected Afghan government. Instead of engaging with the real leaders, he was off making deals with the Taliban. Classic Trump behavior, wouldn't you say? Before wrapping up his time in office back in January of 2021, he cut troop numbers from 13,000 down to just 2,500. That pretty much handed the Taliban a military edge they hadn't had before. Now Biden is the one stuck cleaning up the chaos Trump left behind. It really is mind-boggling that 77 million Americans thought bringing him back for another round was a smart move. I honestly can't figure that out. On a different note, a federal judge recently decided that sending National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. was illegal. They should really be at home with their loved ones, not trudging around doing trivial tasks. It's a sad situation, and my heart definitely goes out to their families and fellow Guards members. This whole thing shouldn't have come to this, but here we are, living with a president who just gives me the creeps. Anyway, I hope your holiday season went well despite all the chaos. Staying connected with family and friends is so important, especially when everything around us feels so turbulent. Right now, we're witnessing all this turmoil in our country, with Trump exploiting our National Guard and even FBI agents for his own gain. It's pretty revolting, and I'll keep calling that out every single time. I'll be back soon, so remember to stay sharp and involved. But don't let it all get too heavy. Always hold on to your peace. Supporting independent media is crucial, and you can take your experience up a notch by joining our YouTube channel. If you become a paid member, you'll unlock some exclusive content, get access to free videos, and even fun custom emojis. Plus, you can share the love by gifting memberships to friends. Together, we'll keep this momentum going and continue growing as a community.